welcome back to another upload. This one could be the one, might go for a test. There's a few things I'm trying to do before I go in there. Bit of an update. Since my last upload, I went in and talked to the people where I'm going to take it in for an inspection, and yeah, they're really helpful. Talked about what I've done on it and obviously what problems we might come across with it all, but yeah, no, they were really forthcoming with what they're going to do and how they're going to, I'll use the word open-mindedness. Common sense doesn't exist anymore, but yeah, I'll let you know how all that goes anyway as we get to it. But so it sort of gave me a bit of a boost, just like, yep, let's try and get this thing pretty close to getting in there. So I just went for another little drive. I want to heat the brakes up, so that's my main goal. I'll just show you what we got up to. It's been sitting here for probably 20 minutes. I had to come back. I'll explain to you why in a minute. Right, heat gun for 160 Fahrenheit on the drum. It's all right, you can put your hand on it. Set 71C. So that's, a good midsummer, come off a hill somewhere. You can just about, you can't hold your fingers on there, so that was more than enough. I was pretty cautious in what I was doing. I didn't drive with my foot on the brake pedal. I just pulled the truck up and accelerated each time. Yeah, that one's at 70, so that's all right. I was going to readjust the front brakes, so I did do a real hard stop and it pulled to the right. So I'll get in there and have a look at the front brakes. And the other thing I've done is, no one ever would have seen one of these before, my kingpin, but it's aluminium, so yeah, not much pulling required there. Put it on a Volvo, it would never break it. So I made that up, so I'm going to make a top plate for it yet to go on here later on. I've just trying to get this done so I can put it in the fifth wheel and set it, because they'll possibly check all that. Well, they will. They'll put their tester in there and check the jaws. I'll be surprised if they have you ever seen one of these before, being a Fontaine. I don't know of any others around here. But that's all good. Heaps of information online and maintenance and PDF files you can download, which I'll do and print out so it's in the truck. So that's not a true reading there because it hadn't got the pin in it, but yeah, it gives you all the requirements for that, what it's got to be, and where the handle's got to be position wise. And so I'm pretty happy with all that. It was out, so I've set it. It's obviously closed at the moment, and the other thing is getting close, because we've got a lot of paperwork we have to submit when we do this. I've written it on the fender here, found the serial number. I was watching a YouTube video and they showed where it is, and it's virtually impossible to read. There's a number printed in along here, so I've managed to get all that. Alright, I'll show you the next little thing. I wasn't going to make this video, it's more content uploading this, which I don't like doing, but it's part of the journey. Right, we're going down the road, and I said to my young fella, we're being real careful. We're just doodling down a side road, brakes on, off, and I went to indicate the area around the corner. It's like, flashes don't work anymore, and my green light stayed on there. So, gone through the wiring diagram, and I'm pretty sure the flasher unit is tied up here in my zip tie. I'm pretty sure that's the flasher unit there. I'll get that out and I'll go through it. It's stuck on, or nothing works at all, should I say. I haven't popped the circuit breaker. Got to start somewhere. I knew all these dramas would happen. It's just part of it. The truck's actually running all right. I still grind the gears. I just can't get that to work any good. Gearbox is cold too. It's winter time here. All right, I'll pull my zip ties, get into that, and I'll give you a bit of an update, see what I find. After a bit of investigating, I played with the indicator switch, and I could hear it on the blinker relay. I found it. What a great place. Right up under the bottom of the dash here. It's about the only thing I haven't had out of this truck. Right up inside. You can't even get the camera up there. Up in there. So I managed to see the wiring, written it down, but I pulled it out and then realized I'm pretty sure these were in line. I didn't pull the one off the back. So whether I'm smart enough or not, I've got another one here, which I know is a good one. Whether I can figure out the numbers and I can make it work. This one here, I see it's whether it's internal or whether something's touched it. I don't know. I know the lighting's not very good, sorry. So yeah, I know you can probably test them, probably put omens through them and all that, but I'd have to Google how to do that. I'm one of those people, I don't know. I've just got to go away and read and research and then figure out how to do it. So I'll hook this up and I'll blow this one up and then realise I've got a problem somewhere in the truck. We'll try. Right, with a lot of buzzers going, low air and all that oil, I put a temporary earth, I've hooked that one up, and very good, I know flashes are going. The frightening thing is though, I don't know why the other one stopped. I mean, we might have an electrical fault and that's why it cooked it. Nah, stop flashing now. Yeah, there's something wrong. It's got hot. Right, that proves the point. There's something wrong with it somewhere. Right, update on the indicators. Worked away at it. Could have left the camera on for a whole day just about, and I found a bit of a wiring issue on the right hand indicator at the front. I still don't really know what caused the problem. A little bit frightening, but it's working, so we'll just work our way through all that. So there's quite an update. Got the indicators going. It was pretty late in the afternoon here, and I thought, well, I'll take it into where I'm going to get an inspection done. So I got a pre-inspection done, so it doesn't affect my record regarding my other truck. The guys were really good in there. I don't think they follow me, but I did not record. I didn't even ask if I could or not. I just didn't want to do that. Just respect for them. They went through it. Two of them went over it, and all their comments were, geez, it's tidy and it's real good underneath. And so I come away with 2 issues. I thought I'd have like 2 pages of fine print of issues, but nah, pretty simple. No use me showing a bit of paper. It doesn't really, won't sort of explain a lot to you. So number 1 issue, I'll walk you around. In New Zealand here, I read through our rules and regulations regarding lights. So I went and put LED head bulbs and normal halogen units, and no issue. They don't flicker and all that. That was good. All that went through. So I put those spotlights in the bumper, and that's what they are. They are spotlights. I deemed it fog lights, and I put them on a separate switch, but no, they have to come on at high beam with the top lights, so they all have to go. So that's just a little wiring adjustment in the dash. I think that's where I'll do it. Just pick up the high beam wire in there if I can find it. So that's issue number 1. And then issue number 2 is we got very poor brakes on the back. They're all even. I've got the sheet here. They all, I'll show you this, but I won't mean much. It's just a handwritten sheet for the brake thing. So that went through, sorry, that's tyres. That's tread thickness on there. Doesn't actually show you the brake readings. No, that doesn't show you on there. The proper sheet will give you all the percentages. And I was watching it on the gauges, and they're very even. Very even. There was only like 2% imbalance from wheel to wheel on the one axle. But I couldn't stop the brake machine. It just, they're only running at 40%, I think. So I've got a real issue there. Whether it's the issue of linings to drums or whether I've got plumbing issue. But I don't think it's a plumbing issue, because I can lock the brakes up out on the grass or on the gravel. So it's just resistance in the drums. And the park brake side of it all worked as well when I pulled the park brake on. I've wiped my hands in the drums here, and I see there's a lot of rubbish in there. You can see it on there. I mean, it's not black brake dust, it's probably just all that's an issue. So it's a Friday here, Friday night, so it's going to be my weekend job. Take all the wheels off again, and I've got my little trick I'll do in the brake drums and the linings. I will show you. Pretty brutal, but I've done it on my other unit to get it through because I don't use it. They asked for the inspection paperwork for the fifth wheel, and I filled it out, but I didn't present it because it's not a proper inspection I was doing, so they were aware of that. But no, it was all positive. The comments were, you know, really good. It's a nice truck. Look forward to seeing you next week. Come back for your final inspection, and if we get it through and get the paperwork, I can go and do our registration, and I've already sorted out insurance for it, and it's on the road if that happens. All right, I'll bore you with taking some wheels off, and we'll see what we find in the linings. All right, let's have a look at what we found in the brake drums. I'll try and get the studio lighting. It's going to work all right. So it's had new linings put in the truck, and these drums obviously aren't brand new, but they're not worn either. There's hardly anything on there. It's hard to believe that they've done a set of linings, these drums even, but there are score marks on there, so they have done something. So I'll go through and I'll clean that up. I did wipe it out with a damp rag here just to get it clean enough to do this. Now I can see why they weren't working. It's just not good enough in that contact area. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. Top secret. Pretty brutal, but yeah, I don't really worry. Everybody can tell me how they can do it. I've done it on my other unit, and I've got it through, and I have had issues because lack of use. Right, we'll have a look at the linings. Yeah, as I say, those linings are new on there. You can still read the writing and everything on there. I mean, they've worked considering what they were like when I got the truck. So I'll blow all that out, put a mask on and blow that out. All those rivet holes are full of dust, and then I'll rough the linings up, and I'll show you what I do there. But I just wanted to have a look at the contact area to see how it's contacting the shoes. I'm looking through the camera, I can't bend down under there. All that looks alright. I mean, they're all even, so they're consistent with what they're doing. It's not like we've got a bad S-cam or anything like that. Just failed to lock up on anything. So I know one thing for sure, I've got to put the drum back on before I walk away. I got the shop ear plugged into the truck, but if it drops its ear and the brakes come on, those shoes will come right out, and the automatic slack adjuster unit on there will compensate, wind up, and I'll never be able to get it off. And as we've talked about in previous videos, I have no idea how you unwind those slack adjusters. And if you've watched me from day one, I think you'll understand that I figure things out. I got a fair idea how things work, and if not, I go away and research. Yeah, and that's just something I haven't found out yet. It's how to unwind them. I take them off the S-cam, slip them back, and then reset. There's just no pin, button, anything to push to unwind them. Yeah, see, the drums they're not that bad, still got the writing on them. If you watch me from the beginning, you've seen me do all this when I first got the truck and disassembled. It's my fault I didn't get in there and do what I've got to do now, but I sort of was of two minds. I wanted to get it running and get it safe and go down the road and do what I've done, which is, yeah, I've achieved it. See, the front axle, not an issue, and I did nothing with that, but I realised the front does more braking too, the weight's on it. I mean, if we could run this truck for 500 miles or 1,000 kilometres and with a load on, this would rectify itself, but we can't do it. We don't have the paperwork, and I got nowhere to go anyway. So that's right, we'll just go through. I'm happy to do this, doesn't worry me. It's going to be a miserable day here weather-wise tomorrow, I think. Good day for in the shop. I've gone through and done all the wheel nuts on all the wheels, but yeah, I left the wheels on because I don't want the truck on blocks. Something happens, it comes off, man, that's the end of the fuel tanks. No need to have them all off at once. Just do one wheel at a time and put it back together with 2 nuts on there and move on to the next one. Right, I'll go and grab some tools and I'll show you what I think I'm going to do. Alright, this is what I've done. Wood rasp, a very sharp one. No one ever uses the back on them hardly. So I'll show you the difference between done and undone. Put the light on it. So you can see that there. You can feel the bits of fibre sticking out of it. I try and file it evenly too, I don't dig holes in it. And obviously that's undone there. I know there'll be people typing in the comments, oh no, don't do that. But yeah, I've had great success with it. Probably doesn't do it any good, but we're not going backwards either if it works. Alright, I'll show you what I do with the linings. I've actually moved on to the next axle. See here, put the other one back together. The camera went flat, so I never filmed this bit for you. So you saw me with wood rasp on the linings. So this is what I use for the drums, just an air scaler. I know all the people following me will be going, don't do that to the drums. Now I took it down and I actually put it in my big lathe, and I missed by about quarter of an inch in diameter. I hit the bed of the lathe and I can't remove the gap because of the distance on the drum, it sticks too far out. So that was a bit of I was just going to grind up some tool steel or find something and just take a skim in there with a lathe. It would have done a bit as well. Now I have sandblasted drums before and I haven't had a lot of success with that when I've had an imbalance on brakes, and that's even with cleaning the linings up. And I found my other trailer I've got, it had an imbalance. Same thing, good drums, good linings, but just imbalance. So I come home, took them off. You always do both sides, just don't do the bad wheel. And went in there and I think I had 2% imbalance. So it works. I know it's probably ruining the drums to a certain degree, but yeah, I don't think that's going to be an issue for me. This truck's not going anywhere, it's not doing big mileage. So anyway, yeah, I could film a bit of this, but it's really noisy, so we won't do that. But let's just hammer that in there. Do an end of video update. So you saw what I just did, wheels, drums. I reassembled all the truck, went out for a bit of a run on the road, heated them up, and then as I film this, it's a Monday morning. I would come out here early this morning and it was actually raining quite hard, but went down the road, did the same thing, heated the brakes, and I could lock the front ones up. The back ones would lock up on a wet road, but it still didn't mean to say they were gonna work. So I went around to my testing station where I go, and there was only one truck in front of me. So I lined up and they opened the doors and the guys come out and they said, oh, you're back again. I said, oh, yeah, we'll have another go. They were really good about it, eh? They were like, I said, we'll try for COF, and they said, yeah, but it'll tarnish your record if we try and put it through. We'll just put you on the brake machine and we'll see what it's doing, so we know. I mean, they don't have to do all that, but they were there to help me. I just couldn't appreciate it enough, what they were doing for me. So we did, we run it on the brake machine, and front one's perfect. We got to the rear, and yeah, we got over the threshold of what it had to be. So I was really wrapped with that, and they just continued what they had to do for an inspection, and here's the result. If we can read that, the main thing to read is 2025, and got a certificate, passed. So the next thing I did was, because it's passed and it's in the system, this is New Zealand people will understand this. I realise anyone in the US following this will be a bit haywire, but that's our registration system here to show that we're licensed. So I licensed it for 12 months. Doesn't worry me. Not going to put it on hold or anything like that. Did it to use it. And just for the overseas viewers, that's our TSL number. So it's a transport service license number. Shows it's under the company and all that. And yeah, it makes things a lot easier. Means you can go out and work for hire and reward in simple English. if you don't have that number, you can still use it for private use, but I don't think you can run it as a company. I'm not up with all that. And then I think I've shown this before, and then we have a road user sticker there, so that's a mileage sticker. And then you have your load search sticker as well. That's a 2-page document that shows you GVMs and GCMs on there. So she's in the system. And just to show you, I'm doing this for overseas people. Sorry if I'm boring the New Zealand viewers here. So you got your road user there, and then in New Zealand here, if you've only just started following me, that's why I'm showing you this. Sorry about the lighting's a bit dark. We have a hub meter, so that records our distance. So any documentation we do on the truck, it's all done off this here. And that's got a serial number on there and all that. It's all recorded in the system. So if you lose that, you've got to start again with documentation. It's not too hard to do. I've lost a couple of them. Brackets that come loose, or the hub meter breaks, or they stop working, and things like that. So it's not a big drama to put another one on. You just got to make sure you're in the system, and yeah, it's not too hard to go through. So with that, I mean, yeah, I don't smile very often, but it was a good feeling. But really, I appreciated the people who did it. They yeah, they were really good to work with. They just worked with me and listened, and I listened to them, and there was just no, you know, immediate, nah, turn around, go away, don't want to see you. They're like, yeah, no, that's cool, we can, it's all good. So that's what made the big difference for me. They were interested in the fifth wheel. They looked at it and they're like, wow, yeah, never seen one of those before. It's like I talked about with the brand name. US people, I know they're common as, but here I don't know if many trucks got a stone in there. I want that, grind away at my top plate on my trailer. Ugh, terrible. Yeah, they were like, well, that's cool. So but I've done my paperwork for it. So you got to document all the serial numbers and make and model, and fill out a maintenance record sheet, which I did, because as you know, if you're following me, I disassembled all this fifth wheel, been through it, checked everything. I had to go online and Google it and then YouTube it to find the actual number on the fifth wheel, and it's actually in here. It's only just readable on this one, but I got it, it's in there. Plus there are plaques on this fifth wheel as well, which I've shown before there, and your make and model and your model number. But overall, good result. So they've actually said, you know, take it away and use it if you can, and try and get those back brakes working even a bit better than what they were. Even that I'm legal, it passed. There was it was all good, went green on the machine and that, but it can be better. And I said, well, I want to get it better, but the only way to do that is to use the truck. And I did not want to use it without the correct paperwork, because you got no insurance, and obviously it's, yeah, it's a big no-no. And I wouldn't go down the road unless it's had an inspection anyway. That pre-inspection gave me confidence to go out and run it on the weekend a little bit, just down the local road here. At least if I got stopped or something happened, I could produce documentation to say, hey, it's had a pre-inspection, I know that tie rods are good, and there's all that type of thing. This is the only minor issues I've got. So I was trying to cover myself a little bit there. So I'm going to end the video here. I've waffled on for ages. I have got a job to do with it. I'm going to do a transport job if I use this truck. It's only just a little short haul I've got to do with it. So I might try and film that, and film it broken down on the side of the road. Be something entertaining for everyone to laugh at. But yeah, give it a run, and we'll try and get those brakes. And something they said was, like, use it, and they're really good, eh? They like, if you're going past and you got your trailer and it's loaded, just call in and jump on the brake machine. We're happy just to chuck it on there, just for our own interest to see what it's doing. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong, but just want to see if it's improving, and if it doesn't, well, obviously I'll look further into what could possibly be happening or not happening in there. So yeah, that type of thing, you just can't say enough about it. It's really awesome that they think like that. So with that, I'm going to end the video, and stay tuned, because the next upload will be, it'll have the transporter on it, and yeah, should be some cool pictures with that hooked up. and put a bit of a load on it, and a bit of a short drive, see what it does. So again, thanks for viewing, appreciate it.